11th of December 2022. The song I'm getting, I didn't know it. I found it. It woke me up early, so I've looked for it. It's apparently Child in Time by Deep Purple. So look for the colour purple when you're out and about, because that could be important. And children may have something to do with it. I'll find out what the rest means and write it up, along with a few other songs hopefully today. So what do we need to know? Today is the Justice card. So hopefully it'll be the right way up. So it might be justice to do with a child. Or justice to do with your inner child. Whatever. So let's see. What do we need to know? Spirit, please. Wow, last card. So, justice is going to take a long time then, whatever this is about, or it has taken a long time in coming. Because this is an injustice, lack of balance, perhaps colon or prostate problems, issues within a marriage, impotence, public enemies and lawsuits. Followed by the card that interchanges in different decks, the 8 or the 26. It's Leo energy. You have Capricorn in this one as well. So it could be something to do with your astrology in your chart, the astrology at the moment, or a person. It's an energy. It's lack of courage, lack of backbone, problems with the heart or back. It's karmic. It's a power struggle. And we aren't seeing things clearly. We're being deliberately confused, so we don't know which way to turn, which way to look. It's an inner turmoil, or a choice between two properties, two people, two situations. It could be the new moon. I've posted Ablas's latest thing, new moon. And the new moon is, let's have a look, December. Something about a double cluster in here. whatever that means. The new moon is on the 23rd. So, this could be legal advice. The 8, the 26, the 18, negative. Those people born in the year of the dog could be important. 2 dogs and a Cancer. This is getting very clear in your mind. It is feminine energy if it's a person, but it could also be someone of either gender that's an Aquarius. Aquarius cusper. So early Aquarius is Capricorn, late Aquarius is Pisces. This is someone that is very guarded with their heart, detached enough to see very, very clearly. Someone you can go to for advice. A doctor, priest or lawyer. But it's someone who speaks the truth. And again, same thing. This one is a Libra. We've got Libra mentioned there. This is a couple. This is a power couple. They are both detached enough to see reality. They are both capable of severing ties. And Lara, there's your Archangel Michael again. Michael looks after and protects us all. He is the finder of lost souls. He is a great warrior. These two see things very, very clearly. Someone may enter your life now. This is the card, the gypsy card for the tall, handsome stranger. It could be the birth of a child, a fire sign child. It is immature fire sign energy. So action in its early stages. But it's defeated. Something is defeated and injustice is taking place because of governments, bosses, father figures, partners. However, this is more an energy of success. So small failures, because that is a minor arcana, but bigger successes. So we may lose the battle, but win the war, because this is war. We have to have self-esteem, self-respect, and stand in our truth. Whatever happens, we have to get up every morning, make our bed, do something that gives us pride in ourselves. So even if we suffer defeats and injustice, we have to carry on. We will be successful. There is a new beginning coming, and it can't be the way those in power want it to be. So 4 or 31, massively important, positive energy. But this is a massive power struggle. And there will be injustices. But you have to stand in your truth and be detached enough to see things clearly. Massively important. So as a scenario of everyday life, there could be a child born to an air sign couple, maybe, or people that are not ready for children or have already got a fire sign child. They will feed the fire sometimes, and there could be issues with that child. An injustice might have taken place, and they feel like they've lost, but this fire sign child will turn into a very, very successful person. So if you're worried about your fire sign child, don't worry. It's having self-respect and self-esteem no matter what. We all suffer injustices. We all suffer failures. That doesn't mean that it has to end that way. Yeah, your suspicions are justified. And it may be that there is medical issues, an injustice is suffered there, or an injustice with a sibling or children, like I said. It's communication above all else, and medical matters, which could explain why there's 2 doctors needed. There is possibly criminal activity, drug dealers, etc. there. But whatever this is, someone is wearing a false mask. We've got all the air signs mentioned. They are pretending to be happy when they're not, or covering up illness, or covering up some criminal activity, something they shouldn't be done in. You are not paranoid. Whatever you think is happening is. 1028, massively important, negative energy. There has to be unconditional love in this situation. There'll be a lot of emotion, but you're in charge of it. So now we have 2 prominent men. So maybe this is child access problems. And somebody loves unconditionally and will do anything it takes to seek justice. But this is like banging your head against a brick wall. You're not getting any justice. You're not getting anybody to listen to you. It's time to come home to who you truly are and be your genuine true self. Stand in your truth. Could be about a home or property. So there may be issues in a divorce, possibly about who's getting the house. It's a happy home, or it should be a happy home. And it should be about the children, not about your relationships. Yeah, there are those who see when they're shown, and those who will never see. But there has to be equal reciprocity. There has to be equal give and take. And spite doesn't belong at Christmas time. So give the gift of unconditional love. Stop thinking about what you could get out of it. Somebody here, though, is lazy. So one partner maybe thinks that the other is getting everything and they're doing nothing, sitting back and refusing to accept the way things are, the way things have to be. Maybe the mother, or the person that has the child, should I say, is keeping the home and the other is homeless. That's unfair. Maybe they're keeping the home and the other one is trying to take the home from them. That's not right. There has to be some way of sorting this out, but someone will feel it is an injustice no matter what. This is, above all, though, in ordinary terms for everyone, apathy. Sitting back over Christmas and getting fat. Refusing to accept the way things are and what that should be cutting back. And in the new year, then they'll have a big credit card bill and wonder how that happened. Yeah, this is about a bond that cannot be broken, a mutual bond. It is unconditional love. There's love there no matter what. But there is a red light here. Stop what you're doing. There's no communication or missed communications via the internet. Somebody may have been blocked, possibly by the child. The child maybe doesn't want to speak to him, and they believe it's the other partner that's causing this. Who knows? There's somebody, maybe this child, who's causing the problems, for example, who's on his computer all day and all night and not doing what should be doing or hair should be doing, failing in studies, or already come out of school and has no prospects for a job. There's red lights and red flags all over this. Something to do with the family. Could be siblings, could be children. They could be into drugs, they could be addicted to gaming. Whatever it is, there's an issue. It could be more than one child. Yeah. Above all, what Spirit is saying is fill your own cup. You can't keep giving to the kids if you've nothing to give yourself. You will drain yourself out, have burnout, and be unable to function properly. Somebody's been living in a dream world, hoping that this will all go their way. Wishes and dreams can come true, but there has to be some chaos, and that may mean that you lose the house. But everything happens for a reason. Get out there, socialise, don't dim your light for anyone. Aquarius energy again. We're coming into Aquarius, beginning of next year, I believe. The age of Aquarius. 17, massively important, positive energy. Someone here, possibly the child, or your inner child, doesn't feel good enough. They feel like a failure. And maybe you have failed. But that doesn't mean to say that you have to give up. However, that red light does seem to be that somebody has given up, and you have to rethink things. You reap what you sow. So if that person that hasn't got the child isn't seeing the child because the child doesn't want to see him, maybe it's because they didn't make the effort when they was there. You have to look deep within on these situations. Yeah, there's been unfaithfulness. So we touched on this yesterday. I don't know why I said it. I can't remember now. Or who I said it to. I think it might be in the Sagittarius read. But no child should be made to choose just because your relationship doesn't work out. And the same with friendships or any other situation. Never make someone choose you. That's not up to you. You have to be you and hope that they'll choose you, not try and force somebody to do that. That doesn't work. Somebody's drained, somebody's unhappy, there may have been unfaithfulness here. Yeah, somebody was mortally wounded and now there's bickering about it. And it could turn into mountains out of molehills. But the nightmare will be over. You can't break that bond. 9 weeks. Somebody is getting away with something that your suspicions are justified. Criminal activity perhaps. Somebody taking credit for what you've done. Some would say losing the house. They're taking what you've worked so hard for. But your attention was elsewhere. So in this case, somebody has been felt ignored at some point, be it the child, the partner, whatever it is. It looks like a severing of ties here. And both the people in this couple are equally sure that that's what they want to do. However, the child may not agree. There's got to be some issues here. For others of you, it could be a sibling that's going through this, or a child that's going through this, or a close friend. And you can't help some people, like I said, you can try and advise them. If they're not going to take that advice, don't keep banging your head against a brick wall. It's pointless. Again, there's lack of communication, somebody blocked via the internet possibly, or putting a lot of effort in and seeing no reward for it, because now you've worked all them years to pay the mortgage or whatever, and now somebody's in a house that you believe was yours, moving in a new partner. It's that sort of scenario. Or somebody taking credit for what you've done in the work and career situation, maybe. Maybe you've been working in the same firm for years and you thought you was going working up to be a partner. And all of a sudden here comes Johnny come lately, and they give him full partnership straight away as soon as he comes into the job. But that might be because they're more qualified. Who knows? But you may have lost this battle. You won't win the war. You won't lose the war if you stand in your truth. Don't let them make you into somebody you're not. If that's the case, go take your talents elsewhere, because then they will realise that it was you that made that company, not them. So, yeah, somebody's a genius and they're not getting the recognition that they deserve. So there will be an injustice, there will be a battle about it, and they've got to stand in their own truth with dignity, present themselves well to the world, and possibly it's time for a new job, a new relationship, whatever it is. But get out and socialise, network. You can do this. So let's see, where's the... It is a tower moment. Something is about to rock your world. The 16. So we've got the 16 and the 17. And do you remember, I don't know if it's one of the Urgan reads, said about the Ides of March. And if you watch the video on, I think I put it on the community tab and Facebook, it tells us that there is an Ides in every month. It means the middle of the month, which is the 15th, the 16th and the 17th. So that period in the middle of this month is very important. The next 30 days are very important. The public are wonderfully tolerant. It will forgive everything except genius. The name Oscar, Kim and Wilde could be important. The sudden bolt of surprise that causes chaos, and you have to face that chaos head on. Uranus is the great awakener. It's here to wake you up. There are those who see when they're shown, and those who will never see. So if you're going to wake up, now is the time. According to myth, out of chaos emerged two expressions of deities. Gaia, Mother Earth. She's not an earth sign in this one. She's a air sign. And Uranus, Father Sky. There's Father. As a higher octave of Mercury, and we've got the Gemini there, Mercury, which is in the negative. Mercury retrograde coming at the end of the month. So the new moon and Mercury retrograde all at the same time. Uranus arrives to break the rules and smash established structures. It is the planet of not only genius but intuition, and arrives in sudden flashes just like lightning, seemingly out of nowhere. Uranus is the revolutionary planet. So, revolution. We may have lost the battle, but not the war. It opens up channels to higher mind and bringing about necessary changes which can no longer be resisted. The great humanitarian Uranus is not really personal, and its viewpoint is that of detached, there you go, detached and unemotional. Don't be ruled by your emotions, but do be ruled by your gut instinct. It symbolises the one who doesn't really need a partner, but is a friend and soulmate to everyone. Those under the influence of Uranus are objective just enough to derive reliable insight into other people's motivations. These types tend to be brainy and cool, and such detachment is what's needed when everything is about to be turned upside down. Another very important element of Uranus is its link to technological advances, the computer, the internet, the networks, which will go down, and how the future is going to look and be. So it's up to us to fight for the future we want. Another very important element of Uranus is its link to technological advances and how the future will look and be. When Uranus comes up in a reading, there will be jolts and surprises in regards to your question. After all, it is the upstart planet. So there'll be no smooth ride here. You can anticipate matters to turn rather eccentric, if not shocking, and not in the way you expected. Don't look upon these manifestations as wrong for you. Instead, go with it and see how your life becomes transformed in many ways, not exactly as you predicted, but better. And Spirit is telling me for one of you out there, you have provided a home for many, possibly 8 years, for a child that you thought was yours and isn't. So that could be a shocker. Don't look upon this manifestation as wrong for you. Instead, go with it and see how your life becomes transformed in ways not exactly as you predicted, but far better. You will feel excitable or nervous, especially when it comes to things you are currently focusing on. It may seem as if everything is going too fast or forced against your will, but it's not a good idea to resist it. The best approach is to entertain the possibility of what you are about to learn. You can anticipate this change to be a liberating force, offering you a new course or path. You may find yourself having to master a new tool, a machine, a computer, or even a job involving the internet. Since Uranus is the planet of air, storms, and lightning, anything having to do with flight, messages carried via the air, electrical energies will be a major part of it. Phones, television sets, computers, artificial intelligence, and bionics may also figure in. Your surroundings may start exhibiting electrical malfunctions. It is important to pay close attention to the wiring in your home office, so again, water and electrical problems. It's also important to point out the connection between Uranus and alternative forms of sexuality and gender identity. In fact, in Victorian England, homosexuals and transgender people were referred to as Uranians. So that may be what the problem is. You find out that your child is sexual preferences don't match your beliefs. You might find yourself among people with alternative viewpoints, sexual and sometimes people of a different class or background. All in all, this card means your life is to be changed in massive ways. The Uranus card says go with it and see what happens. This is the Tower moment. Change, revolution, shocks, genius, technology, and alternative lifestyles. And the rabbit, the first of the month, which goes with the magician. And the 28th, the other world, shape-shifting and fertility. So what did I say? It could be issues around paternity of a child. And it is the Four of Cups, apathy, not willing to accept something, that your suspicions are justified. This is secrets. Somebody has been loved in the dark, in secret. So there could have been unfaithfulness between the shadow and the soul. The name Pablo or Paul could be important. The 17 is mentioned again. Poetry and love. Your question may somehow be rooted in the past. So, childhood, like I said. The fourth house is ruled by the moon and governs the feelings, all the ways we are touchy and emotional and dreams. So the moon, we got the moon, I thought we had the moon. Not knowing which way to turn, I said, didn't I? So it is there somewhere. So the new moon, like I said, could be massively important. Trying to find it. And I need to know what sign it's in, the new moon. Well, can't find it, but I'm pretty sure it's there. The fourth house is ruled by the moon and governs the feelings and all the ways we are touchy and emotional. Dreams and our soul yearning, so more like nightmares according to spirit, sleepless nights. It signifies the home and family life, so yes, there we are. And the earliest phase of childhood, even to the time shortly before birth and we're still in the womb. It is the babe within the womb. It is cover that protects us from the world. There's Archangel Michael, the protector. You may have adopted a child, or you may have brought up a child that's not yours, willingly, and now someone's coming in to try and make a relationship. Maybe the true parent wants to come back. It's the beginning of the family and holds memories of our ancestors. It's mothering, motherhood, and fathers who are able to mother and nurture the offspring. Well done, Spirit. So we've got mum and dad, more than mentioned 3 times in 3 different cards. So it represents the putting down of roots and foundations to everything in our lives, our heritage, our tribal affiliations. And the fourth house of self is centered and grounded, but also likes to hide away. As well as caretaking, it also represents hidden treasures and a place to retreat. There are both gentleness and emotional rawness in the fourth house. And this card showed up in a reading. Home and family issues may have something to do with your query. And as it represents your current environment, family members and where you live, real estate, land might also figure in putting down roots and buying or selling a home. This card can be the predictor of a birth or a new member of the family. What did I say? Probably a fire sign. A pregnancy, and can sometimes mean care for the elderly, including nursing homes and hospital stays. This card also indicates the presence of angels being directed by heavenly means. Events or appearances of persons from your faraway childhood, a bond. May suddenly be relevant again. You may reconnect with someone and pick up just where you left off, even if it's been years since you've seen that friend. Memories of past lives may surface, transforming areas of your present life. Depending upon the surrounding cards, this may be uplifting and perfect or shattering to the core. These memories will change you and the way you view your life. Again, look for reunions, reconnections with persons from your past, such as grammar school days, or even relatives you don't know very well or had long forgotten. You may dig up some fascinating news about your family or ancestry. Inheritance may figure in. When you receive something that's been passed down to you, so family trees could be important, DNA. However, the home in the primary meaning behind this card, buying or selling a house, adding on to a house, selling real estate and managing property, as well as creating a secure home base, all relate to your question. As the fourth house is also the house of dreams, imagining and relying on magic could figure in. After all, The fourth house is lorded over by Lady Moon, mistress of magic and the unseen world. But if it is magic, it's black magic, and when you dabble in that, it will come back on you threefold. As long as you don't worry or fixate, your magical intentions will grow organically, just like a silvery plant under the sacred moon, but it has to be for good. And finally, whatever's been asked about may occur around the time of the full moon. Well, we've just had the full moon on the 8th of December, so I don't know when the January one is, but it's probably around that time in January. So it's apathy, though, above all else. Somebody doesn't want to accept something. And the hair, so 1 or 28, I've got it twice. Something is not as it seems. The hair. There is much symbolism in the Celtic hare and the other world. The Celtic warrior Oisin hunted and wounded a hare in the leg. He gave chase and followed it underground, only to find a young woman bleeding from an injured leg. So it was not what it seemed. Hence the hare's connection with other world and shape-shifting. One of the traits of the hare is its amazing ability to literally turn on a dime at great speed. So you may be asked to do that. It is prey to many things, but can evade capture extremely well. So live to fight another day if you suffer a defeat. When the hare crosses your path, it is a symbol that you may need to change direction, especially if you're a little stuck in your ways and need to change your tactic. It can also mean that you're moving too fast and need to move faster so as not to be caught. So it might be that you're moving too fast because we've got the red light there. So speeding, watch out for traffic lights. Don't run that red light. It's very important. The hare in many ways is about movement and shifting fast. They are also synonymous with the ability to replicate, make them a symbol of fertility, and this is what the hare, moon, and the moon gazing here is known for. Is there something you are needing to grow? A project, your bank account, abundance can come in many forms. When you see the hare, you may very well be in line for some wealth coming your way, as in an inheritance, or you are in the need of help with direction. Call on the hare to help guide you, but you have got something not built on firm foundations. There's 3 of you. It could be 3. You are one of 3 siblings or 3 children, but there is a red light there. Somebody could be speeding, going too fast, and especially in England in this weather, you've got to be careful. So mercy. So this is the thing, right? It's really hard to be merciful when somebody's wronged you, but you can't go trying to dole out karma yourself. That's not right and not fair. To develop the quality of mercy, forgive yourself and everyone around you. We're human, we all make mistakes. Be magnanimous and see the good in others and give them the benefit of the doubt. Open up to compassion, but most of all, access the wisdom within to recognize the divine in everything. When you temper your attitude to others with mercy, you offer them grace. So instead of both going for what you want and trying to crucify the other person, isn't it not better to temper your attitude and give them a chance to save face? And then they may, because they're not backed into a corner, give a little for you. And then you can come to a better agreement. You spread much light and joy and freedom and empower others to find the good in themselves when you do this. Choosing your card may mean that the angel of mercy are offering you a release from your pain or difficulties. It's time to accept it graciously instead of stubbornly sitting there on the couch and refusing to accept it wherever it's gone. Four of Cups. Being apathetic and refusing to accept. Being greedy. Be merciful. Yeah, Karma. Gemini. 5th house, Leo. Exactly right. So, it may be, like I said, the astrology, because they've mentioned all three again. Karma, Leo, 5th house, and Gemini. Children, siblings, etc. 5th house is things that happen in the dark. So things you may be unaware of. Somebody's getting away with something. It's about the heart and the back, like we said. Theatres, nightclubs, leisure and sports centres, hotel rooms. Anything happening in the dark. It could be love affairs. Self-expression, recreation, creativity, offsprings and children, and speculation. So there is some speculation about this child. Always has been. In the back of your mind, if not spoken. It is karmic debts. It's time. You may have kept this hidden a very long time. It is time to pay for it now. You've got away with it for too long, or someone has. Gemini. The soul has learned how to communicate and to question, and now it must find a way to live by its beliefs with integrity. Yeah. So questions are coming up, and you have to stand in your truth and integrity. Like I said, it is an injustice, but and a long time one, I think. 5th house, South Node. The challenge is to shift from creating at a biological level to a spiritual and mental one. There is karma from a past love affair. Well done, Spirit. So they got that well in. There is something here, a child for the whole thing, because everybody has a part of this message, but the main energy I'm getting is someone's found out that a child isn't theirs that they always thought was. And this is going to cause massive injustice and pain. It's going to rock somebody's world. But you have to decide where you go from here. The thing is, if you love that child and you love that person and it was a genuine mistake, don't ruin a perfect family for that. But if you was trapped into that relationship because of the child, then it's a different story, I suppose. But don't blame the child. It's not the child's fault that you were lied to. That child will still see you as a parent. So you can't detach from the child, is what I'm saying. This is a deep one. It does seem to be, it's not about money per se, it's about relationships and how they get messed up. Sad, very sad. Something rocking your world. Or someone close to you's world. That's the thing. So let's see. 56, the Traveller, and 55. So we progress. The overall energy, 55. Abundance. Thunder resounds before the building brightness of lightning is announced, the abundant storm which will be beneficial to the earth. So it will rock your world, but it needs to be done for things to benefit you. It is time to assume fortune without attaching yourself to it. Luck, satisfaction, and prestige are accumulated. One should enjoy everything to the full. We can see clearly and act energetically. So swift action, clarity. We've got the male and female with a sword, haven't we? Archangel Michael. And then we have 56, the traveller. It's time to go within or without. Travel to the object of your desire. Fire over mountain. The flames from the fire can be seen from the mountain summit as it gets dark. The vision is ever changing from the valley. These are times of constant change, of experiencing new things. An untiring traveller walks on decisively towards the unexpected and unknown, feeling life in his interior. So you may have to walk away from everything you've ever known or believed to be true, but trust your gut, because you are not paranoid. Something or someone has deceived you. Very important story, I think, today. So what do we say it was? Deep Purple. Can't remember now. Oh, child. Oh, God. So, yeah, so it is about a child. In a big way. Child of time. Wow. See, I'm so dense. Once I'm reading, I just forget everything. Thanks for listening. It was an interesting story. I hope for most of you it's not yours and someone else's. Thanks for listening.